Hey, watch this. Now have a look at this one. You see, there's a difference between adding a text to the video and using it like an editor who actually knows what they're doing. Some videos just hit different. They're clearer, more cinematic, and the text feels invisible, yet you can't help but notice how well everything flows. Take this scene, for example. The color, the animation, the placement, it all feels intentional. And that's because it is. In this video, we're going to break down the psychology behind how top editors use text. What they highlight, what they hide, and how they guide the viewer's focus without ever saying a word. Then we'll talk about the common mistakes that might be silently making your edits look cheap. Things you might be doing wrong without even realizing it. And finally, I'll walk you through 5 golden thumb rules that will instantly make your use of text look more polished and professional, no matter what kind of video you're editing. This is for both beginners and intermediates, whether you're just starting out or already working with your clients. And if you stick around till the end, you'll leave with a mini framework that'll level up every project you touch. So let's break it down. Diving into the segment 1, we'll unpack exactly how the top editors at MrBeast Productions think about text. Both where they place it and, more importantly, why they place it there. You know, the psychology thing. I'll take you on a journey to their mind. First up, watch the opening of MrBeast's $1 hotel versus $1 million hotel video.
I rented a $1 million a night hotel room, and I also rented this $1,000 a night cave, this $10,000 a night underwater palace, this $50,000 a night island.
Pay close attention to the text. It's a bright, almost neon green. It has a solid backdrop shadow at full opacity. It sits along the bottom of the frame, never obscuring the people or the action. Why green? High contrast makes it impossible to miss. Your eye is drawn straight to it. Why the shadow? It guarantees legibility regardless of whether the underlying footage is light or dark. Why the bottom? Because that spot keeps the subject in clear view while still calling out the key point. But what is that key point? In this case, it's the video's core hook, where Jimmy is giving an overview of the video by showing visuals that are changing almost every third second. Our man Jimmy is rapidly showing visuals of the services you get at different price points. And you know, when it's a MrBeast video, money is always one of the main USPs. So here, the 2 main pillars this video is standing on are meant to be in most of the frames. For the services part, the luxury side, which is one pillar of the video, is shown through visuals. Big rooms, exotic food, smiling butlers, but the money part? I mean, you can't keep showing cash or checks in every single shot. That's where text comes in. So now both pillars the video stands on, luxury and money, are being covered in every section. So now you know why that particular text was added in the video, because simply it needed to be emphasized. That is how text becomes your shorthand for the abstract or the impractical. It's the one tool that can instantly convey $1 million price point without forcing you to fill in literal stacks of bills. That's how the production team at MrBeast decides where to add text. It's all about highlighting what can't always be shown visually, and also the thing that needs some emphasis. Next, notice something you might not catch at first glance. The text's font and color never change throughout the entire 15-second intro. And indeed, the whole video, that same green hue and that same bold, easily readable typeface persist. We'll talk more about visual consistency later, but for now, just get this. Consistent fonts and colors help guide the viewer's expectations. The moment you see that particular font and color, your brain goes, ah, this is about the money again. That's intentional. If they switched colors mid-sequence, you'd subconsciously pause, wondering if you missed a shift in topic. Which they also actually do. Notice in the video further how different color is used where they are not mentioning money, and that's what gives viewers a smooth, structured watching experience. Also, did you catch the text animation in the intro? It's a fast-paced intro, like most good intros are. It has to summarize a 15-minute video in just 15 seconds. So the cuts are tight, visuals are rapid, there's speed ramping, everything is dynamic. To match that energy, the text also has to feel alive, hence the animation. Now, before we go any further, let me share something that's been helping me a lot behind the scenes. You guys know I test editing tools all the time, but figuring out what videos to make next is often the hardest part. That's where NextLev comes in. It's this AI-powered platform that helps you discover the best YouTube niches and topics based on real data, not just guesses or trends. I've been using it to track what creators are doing around editing apps like CapCut and Premiere, and honestly, it's been a game changer. It shows where the real audience demand is before you even start filming. NextLev hooked me up with an exclusive 20% discount for my community. Just use the code or hit the link in the description. If you're serious about growing on YouTube, this tool will help you plan smarter and create content that actually connects. Again, that's NextLev, and you can use my code for 20% off. Now, it's not like there's just one correct animation and only MrBeast's editors have access to it. The key is, whatever animation you use should never pull attention away from the visuals. It should enhance the frame, not overpower it. You know, not be like some glittery, flashy, distracting thing. Anyway, here's what we've learned from MrBeast's editing team. First, high contrast colors plus shadow ensures legibility on any shot. Secondly, strategic placement keeps the subject visible while still calling out the key idea. Third, consistent font and color trains your brain to link that style with a specific concept, like money. And fourth, dynamic but subtle animation matches pacing without distracting from the main action. That, in a nutshell, is the mindset behind their text use. They don't just throw words on the screen, they design text to amplify the story's core pillars. Now that we've broken down how the pros, like MrBeast's team, think about text and videos, it's time to zoom in on what usually goes wrong when most people try it themselves. And trust me, once you spot these mistakes, you'll start noticing them everywhere. Let's get into the most common text mistakes editors make, especially beginners, and how you can fix them, which is the second segment of today's video. Using inconsistent fonts and colors. Looks like 5 people edited the same video with different moods. Mistakes you might be doing: changing fonts or colors randomly throughout the video without a clear reason. This makes your video feel disjointed and unprofessional. Imagine in one frame the text is a playful, handwritten font in yellow, and 2 seconds later it switches to a bold red serif font. There's no theme, no pattern, just confusion. You just need to stick to 1 or 2 fonts for the entire video. Assign them a purpose, like one for titles, one for body text. Do the same with colors. MrBeast's team used that same green font across the video to keep it visually cohesive. Poor contrast between text and background. If you have to squint to read it, it's not working. Mistakes you might be doing: adding light-colored text over a bright scene or dark text over a dark background without any shadow, background, or stroke. Here's an example. White text over a beach scene in full daylight. It's almost invisible. I mean, you might read it if you pause and try really hard, but who does that? You can use shadows, outlines, or even a low opacity background box behind your text. High contrast equals readable equals watchable. Placing text over important visuals. Text should support the visuals, not block them. Mistakes you might be making is slapping text right on top of someone's face or an important part of the action. For example, you're showing someone handing over a giant check, but the text "winner gets $10,000" is right on top of the check itself. Now nobody sees the check or the person, and they might even get suspicious whether it's real or not. You just need to find a clean spot in the frame, lower thirds, corners, or use animation to bring the text in only when it won't distract, like MrBeast's team placing text just below the subjects, keeping focus intact. Next, overusing text animations. Just because it moves doesn't mean it's good. Mistakes you might be making: using flashy or complicated text animations that distract from your content. Here, a text zooms in, spins 360 degrees, bounces 3 times, and finally lands, and by the time it does, the viewer has forgotten what the video was even showing. You should keep animations subtle and purpose-driven. Match the energy of your video. For fast intros, use fast transitions. For calm storytelling, use minimal movement. Next, not giving text enough screen time.
It's gone before I could read it.
Oh, shut up, Eugene. Just keep up, man. Anyway, he's got a point though. The mistake you might be doing, text flashes on screen too quickly to be read, especially if it's long or complex. For example, a sentence like "the technique increased views by 120% in 7 days" appears for just 1 second. Most people only catch views, 7 days, and miss the actual point. You just need to time your text based on readability. A general rule, 2-3 words, 1 to 1.5 seconds. 4-6 words, maybe 2 seconds and more. Full sentence, give it 3+ seconds or sync it with narration. Most of these mistakes come from rushing the process, dragging and dropping text without intention. But listen guys, the purpose of making this video is to make you understand that text is a storytelling tool, not an afterthought. Just like a good cut or a great transition, it should guide your viewer without shouting. So if it is that important, it deserves your time too. And when you avoid these basic errors, you're not just making your videos look better, you're building trust with your audience. They feel the polish, and they stay longer. Alright, now that we've cleared the air on those rookie mistakes, let's talk structure. Because while avoiding mistakes is great, following proven principles is what actually makes your text feel intentional. You've already picked up 5 strong rules of thumb in the last segment just by knowing what not to do. But now, in the last and my personal favorite segment of this video, here is a bonus set of fast, easy to remember text rules that'll instantly level up your edits. Alright, we've already covered 5 thumb rules earlier when we talked about the common text mistakes that make your edit look cheap. Here are 5 more thumb rules that pro editors follow, consciously or unconsciously, every time they drop text on a timeline. Ready? Flashcard mode on. First, every text must have a job. Don't just throw words on screen. Ask, is this adding clarity, emphasizing a point, guiding attention? If it's not doing any of these, cut it. Second, one visual equals one message. Never put a headline, subheadline, and random comment all at once. Your viewer has 2 to 3 seconds to read. One clear point per shot, let the rest breathe. Third, take alignment seriously. Text shouldn't float randomly. Align it with the subject's eyeline, object lines, or composition grid. Make it feel like part of the shot, not an overlay. Fourth, build a visual hierarchy. Not all text is equal. Use font size, weight, or motion to show what's important. Headlines, bold and big. Caption, smaller, lighter. The viewer should read the layout instantly. Fifth, rehearse with no audio. Here is a pro move, watch your edit muted. If the text alone still helps you understand what's happening, it's working. If not, your visuals or timing need work. Okay, quick recap, every text must have a job, one message per visual, align with the frame, create visual hierarchy, test with no audio. Now use these like checkboxes every time you're adding text. And yes, when you apply these consistently, your edit stops looking like a school project and starts feeling like an agency reel. So now you know. It's not just about slapping text on a screen and calling it a day. It's about being intentional. Using fonts, colors, placements, and animation all like tools in a toolbox to support the story you're telling and never distract from it. We studied how the best creators do it, we broke down common rookie mistakes that quietly ruin otherwise good edits, and you've now got 5 golden thumb rules to guide you the next time you open Premiere. Also, the next video we drop could be a hands-on breakdown, where we build some of these text animations from scratch. So if you found this video useful, make sure you don't miss what's coming next. And hey, if you're someone who's been editing videos, maybe for clients, maybe for content, and you want to make your work look like it belongs in a bigger league, start paying attention to text. Because every time you get it right, you're not just adding words, you're building an experience. So over the past few weeks, a bunch of people have been DMing me or commenting saying, "Yo, can you teach me how to edit?" And I was like, that's it, I'm doing it. I'm creating a full video editing and motion graphics course. But here's the twist. I'm not building this for you, I'm building it with you. So this course is going to cover everything from basic cuts and clean edits to motion graphics, color grading, sound design, all the way to building a real portfolio or client reel. But instead of guessing what you need, I'm inviting you to help shape it. I'm launching a limited pre-sale right now for people who want to be part of the journey. That is, people who want to be founding members. You'll get access to each module as it drops, give feedback, ask questions, and help make this the most useful course it can be. Oh, and because it's pre-sale, it's way cheaper than it will ever be again. Once it's done, the price is going up. So if you're serious about becoming an editor, not just clicking buttons, but actually creating clean, professional level work, click the link in the description, join the course, and let's build this together.